As Samuel Clemens, aka Mark Twain, once said, "The reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated." News can often travel fast. Faster, it seems, than the actual truth. Just ask Paul McCartney, who, if you were to believe some sources, died in a car crash in 1965 and was replaced by a doppelganger, who has been impersonating him ever since. With the ongoing pandemic, it seems that there's been no shortage of sensational headlines these days. Recently, rumors about the demise of the Orville have surfaced. Midnight's Edge has decided to take a closer look at them. One such headline broke on August 1st from the website thecinemaspot.com, claiming that the upcoming third season of The Orville on Hulu would be its last. In this editorial, we will cover the claims that The Orville will be canceled after its third season, the evidence refuting those claims, and the difference between covering what might be considered a rumor and what could be completely dismissed as speculation and conjecture. In the piece, which appeared on thecinemaspot.com on August 1st, the writer makes the audacious claim that Disney may be jockeying for their adaptation of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy to be a replacement for The Orville, even going as far as saying that the studio space will be used by Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy once The Orville wraps, and also claims that there was never any intention to make a fourth season. This would, due to certain circumstances on its face, seem to be untrue. With the state of the movie and television industry being in flux, it would more than likely wouldn't be until sometime in 2021 until The Hitchhiker's Guide would occupy any soundstage, let alone Seth MacFarlane's before production. While it's not unusual for a hit TV series to announce a final season after a long run, given that The Orville has not been on television for very long, this news would seem to come out of nowhere. It is also rife with speculation and conjecture, claiming the series could move to another platform. Yet the writer claims that there was never any intention to make a fourth season, and that there are currently no talks underway to move The Orville to another streaming service. The piece also does not cite any official press release, nor does it have any quotes from anyone associated with Seth MacFarlane's production company Fuzzy Door, Hulu, or the Walt Disney Company. Some of the speculation may stem from the recent mega development deal signed by Seth MacFarlane with NBC. However, according to The Hollywood Reporter, the contract should have no bearing on MacFarlane's series that are already in production, namely The Orville, Family Guy, and American Dad, all of which were acquired in the $71 billion deal that sent the rights to those series along with other television staples such as MASH, The Simpsons, and the sci-fi comedy Futurama, which were created for Fox Television Studios, to Disney along with MacFarlane's other series, the canceled Cleveland Show. Orville producer Tom Constantino recently took to Twitter to refute these claims. Another factor to consider is that the state of California has granted extensive tax breaks to television productions, including The Orville. On Monday, August 2nd, the California Film Commission announced that there were 25 legacy series named for the recurring California Film and Television Tax Credit Program 3.0. Among the series specifically mentioned by name was The Orville. If The Orville's future was in doubt, then it would not be part of a recurring program such as this. This would not be the end of this story. After Constantino took to Twitter to refute these claims, the writer of the piece, Emre Kaya, defended their statements in a series of tweets, which are compiled and detailed on Bounding Into Comics, still claiming that there was never intended to be a fourth season. The writer further went on to claim that The Orville as a series doesn't make money, while providing no information to support their claims. The one piece of evidence they did provide was a list of sound stages available on the Fox lot that were listed as available. Of the names associated with those particular sound stages, The Orville was not listed among them. At one point, they even seemingly challenged a writer or a producer to confirm that The Orville had not been canceled, and even made the bold assertion that they were not telling the truth. This begs the question, why go through the trouble and the mental gymnastics to purport such an outlandish story, which may not have any truth to it? Midnight's Edge decided to dig a little deeper. While the Cinema Spot About Us page lists the author, it doesn't list any of their previous work or credentials. One of the previous stories they broke was about production starting on Season 4 and 5 of Star Trek Discovery, citing their source as the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, a union for film and television production. This information directly contradicts what Midnight's Edge has been hearing from our sources regarding the future of Star Trek Discovery, that the sets essentially have been torn down. Many will often question the validity of any information that comes out of an anonymous source. Midnight's Edge receives information from a variety of different sources across many different fields of entertainment, many of whom we cannot disclose the identity of out of respect for their privacy and job security reasons. In the cases where we cannot independently verify information, we will often advise the viewer to treat it as a quote-unquote rumor, which may or may not be true. Hence, we always give the health advisory to take it with a grain of salt. However, we do our best to present the best information available. In the case of the Cinema Spot piece, it's not so much as the information presented coming from anonymous sources, but on the surface, it doesn't make a lot of sense from a logistical standpoint. For instance, why would the Orville be listed among the series in a California Film Commission tax program, which is recurring, if it were in fact being canceled? And why would anyone claim that the Orville sound stages are set to be rented out on the Fox lot, when there's no mention of the Orville as being one of those sound stages that are slated to be leased out? And when in a tweet from Orville producer Tom Constantino that states that there's no truth to this story, the writer would once again double down and offer no discernible evidence to the contrary. With very little information to go on, this could either amount to wishful thinking on the part of the author, or at the very least what might amount to a troll job. Whether this article is true or not, one thing to consider is that only in the event where the current pandemic continues to maintain the shutdown in California would shows like the Orville be in jeopardy. As the longer it is unable to be in production, the less likely it will be to maintain the momentum it gained while on Fox and through streaming. On May 11th, Seth MacFarlane confirmed to Jimmy Fallon that approximately half of Season 3 of The Orville had already been filmed before California had entered into a state of lockdown. With the post-production team being able to work from home, MacFarlane said that completing Season 3 would depend on when they could get back to work. Let us know what you think about this, and if you're excited for Season 3 of The Orville on Hulu, in the comments below.